Dash your Raid Shadow Legends. I am not alone today. I am thrilled to be joined by Echo. Echo Raid Shadow Legends. Echo through me. Echo Gaming. Echo Plays.
Who needs a time machine?
This is my time machine.
Echo, what's up, man? Welcome.
What's up, man? You pulled out all the names.
I tried.
Some I haven't even thought of in years. It's been a long time. How you doing, man?
We go back like 10 years, man. 10 years, I would say.
Close to it. Close to it.
Yeah. I'm thrilled to have you on. For those of you who don't know, Echo has a Raid Shadow Legends channel. And how would you describe your channel, man? You're kind of a newbie-ish, like a year playing.
Yeah, I'm in it a year almost, and you're calling me a newbie. That hurts. That hits hard, man.
It's not an insult. It's relatable. It's relatable, which is what I love most about your content is you're kind of, well, not anymore. I guess we learn every day, everybody, right? But like you kind of learned on the fly, and that's why this video is perfect because it's going to be things that we wish we knew when we started playing Raid Shadow Legends. I started 5 years ago. You started a year-ish ago, but I'm interested to see how much overlap there will be. But before we get to any of that, like, did I do an accurate job describing your channel? Like, do you like covering Raid? What brought you to Raid? Yeah.
I just have a lot of fun playing Raid, man. I'm not an expert. I'm not someone that's as seasoned as some of you guys have been playing for 5 years, but I jump in every day and I have a blast playing the game. I learn from you guys, from the community, and from playing myself, and we just have fun. That's all it is.
Yeah, guys, for those of you out there who have, we did a collab earlier this year, Echo and I, but man, check out his channel, guys. I implore you, like, great entertainment. Like, I've always loved your energy, and I can't wait for my audience to discover your channel if they haven't already. But with all the niceties aside, brother, let's get to it here, man. You go first. I have 5 things that I wish I knew, and some of them are really painful. Like, I'm still dealing with some of this pain today, but you go first. What's one thing that you wish you knew when you started Raid?
Yeah, I also want to say some of these things I still haven't fixed on my own account, so I'm still in it as well for some of them. But I think the biggest thing that I wish I knew, I just built this 2 months ago, but I wish I had done it sooner, and that is to build a solid clan boss team so I could one key throughout and get all those rewards. Because, man, I'm getting these rewards from the Transcendent chest and above every day, and it's massive.
Oh, for Hydra?
No, I'm talking about clan boss.
Oh, the regular
clan boss.
Ron, are you paying attention?
Nope.
Well, this concerns all of us.
Oh, okay. So focus on regular clan boss earlier.
I mean, I'm getting legendary skill tomes and sacred shards multiple times per week. And for someone that's not a huge spender in the game, those things are huge. And there's a lot of people in the same boat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, what are you rocking right now for your, are you able to, do you clear the highest level? Ultra Nightmare?
Stop that, man. Of course I can clear the highest level.
All right, bro. I don't know.
We got we're rocking the Wixwell team.
Okay. All right.
I thought with the nerf that was coming in, I was going to be slapped around, but I could still one key everything and I'm good to go. So it's
nice,
great.
Man. I also run the Wixwell team. I'm going to run it in the background here as we're talking right now. So focusing on old school clan boss, like basically as early as you possibly can in the game, right? Even if you're rocking your Kale or who'd you go with the starter, Echo? You went with someone, you went with Galek, didn't you? You crazy?
Man, in the beginning, I went with like a Tyrant. I had whatever champions I had that were the highest of level, I would throw in. I had Bad Ellen there. Ursula was in there a little bit. I did have Geomancer though, which is the right play for clan boss. But it was like I had to get 3 keys in to hit the Transcendent chest, so definitely wasn't the right way to go.
Yeah, man, but you learn as you go, and now you're reaping the benefits for sure. What about Hydra? Are you going to talk about that later?
I mean, you want to get my number 2 out of the way right now?
Yeah, let's get your number 2. Let's get your number 2. Let's go.
My number 2 is Hydra, and this is where I'm still struggling. I still haven't built out a solid Hydra team. It's in the works. I know it's probably the thing that I have to do next because I still can get a chest. It's not a great one, and the rewards that you get from Hydra are awesome. Yeah. But I need to do better. So that's a team I need to build, and I need to rely on some of my community because they come help me a lot with things to help me build that out and be solid, just to know what the next play is.
So what do you think, man? Do you think that Hydra, as a new player, the most daunting thing, because I was already obviously mid or end game or whatever when Hydra came out, so I already had kind of the pieces that I needed to put up to set up my teams. But as a new player perspective, like tackling Hydra, you know, when you started your account, it already exists. Do you just start with one team and forget the other keys, or like how do you do that, right? Like that's the challenge. You don't even have 12 champions built or whatever, you know?
That is the challenge.
Or 18 rather, yeah. Go.
Yeah, I have like the one team that's supposed to be the good team, which still isn't that good because that team isn't even built out fully. But yeah, I feel like I hit one team at a time, or at least that's going to be the plan. and you want to get that one key as deep into the rewards as you can, and then you kind of just backfill with some throw together teams after that. But I mean, the goal is to have the 3 solid teams, but it takes time, man, especially when I'm not going out there buying chicken chests and stuff all the time.
Yeah, so do you rock one team of all your best, your A players, focus on that team first? Or do you try to, like, if you have like 6 really good champions, try to diversify as much as you can and backfill? How do you tackle that?
So my best results right now are going to be with a bunch of my strongest champions, but I have a team built that was guided to me. Okay. But it just isn't working. So
okay,
that's another video. I think I need to have you come on and help me, because this is a tough one for me.
You might need some. Yeah. Well, for me, it's like it's the way I look at Hydra Clan Boss, and it's hard for a brand new player to relate to this because you only have so many champions, right? But like, I try to fill like key roles, and I kind of triage almost when I say roles, I think maybe like buffs and debuffs, right? Like, I want an increased speed. I want a hex. I want a provoker. Ideally, I like a reviver, so I'm like trying to block buffs, right? So I'm trying to like check off all these boxes, but then doing one team of that, especially as a new player, is hard enough. Man, It gets challenging when you have to try to have 3 teams of all these considerations. But either way, even if you don't have the optimal teams, right, in place, focus on Hydra anyway, because the rewards are that good, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm still getting a chest. I'm using the keys, getting the best that I can for now. But I mean, out of everything that I have to do on my personal account, Hydra's like the next thing in the list.
Okay, cool. Man, I didn't even have this on my list, and I hope you don't, Echo, but I always want to call you your real life name. I keep almost outing you. But I think just as a general advice, this game, actually, I have one of my things is this game gives you so much for free.
What in the world is going on?
And which is crazy to say, because it's one of the dirtiest pay-to-win games out there. Welcome to Raid Shadow Legends, any new players out there, right? But they give you a lot of really good champions in the daily login rewards. I'm sure both of us have content out there like on who's worth it or who we like out of the daily logins. But they give you some real goodies like Vizix after 270 days. Grush is good after 240 days. Still the Drakes is great after 180 days. Dark Alhain is a great nuker. Haikatoon after 30 days. War Maiden is farmable. Like they give you, and then there's Monkey King, Sun Wukong, which is still an active promo code at the time of this recording. Guess what I'm trying to say is champions, they give you a lot of really good champions. Thus, you don't need to splurge on summoning, especially in the beginning of the game. You can do a little summoning, see if you can get your hands on a legendary, whatever, but you don't have to like fixate on what I need, because the truth is they give you a lot, and you can extend that into areas like Hydra Clan Boss 2, Echo, because anything in this game that doesn't require energy is free. And they're associated with rewards. So Doom Tower, even Doom Tower normal if you can already do hard, or hard if you can already do normal, if you can do a few stages, or everything in Curse City doesn't cost you anything, right? Like take advantage faction wars, even if you don't do well in these areas. Do these areas because it's a rarity in Raid to have something that's totally free, just totally farmable, no energy or anything. So all these areas that just have keys, make sure you take advantage of them. What's your next tip? Or do you have any feedback there? Did you take advantage of all the free areas?
I've been learning more and more about the free areas. I mean, I know about them all now, but yeah, in the beginning you think, oh man, I'm out of energy. I need to go use gems to get energy or something. But yeah, that takes me to my next one, which is the Doom Tower. I absolutely love doing the Doom Tower. You get your keys per day, you run them, and you get a whole bunch of rewards for doing it. Sometimes I get stuck on a boss and it really gets me angry and I'm stuck there for a few days. I got to go, do my online research. But what I've recently learned about the Doom Tower is after you progress through the next stage, right? You go your 10 auto stages, you get to the boss, you beat the boss, you then have a bunch of keys left over. And I was just letting them sit there. I wasn't utilizing those keys. Come to realize if you use those keys on one of the boss, like the spider, or there's a couple of them that are really good, they give you those crafting materials to craft some better gear. So I started using those, additional 9 keys per day, just throw it on auto in the background while at work, and you get some good rewards out of it.
Is that what you do? Is that most of your raid time, just like in the background at work? Just out of curiosity? Yeah. Hell yeah. Right?
I mean, it's open all day on my computer, and I get to it when I get to it and just let things run.
Nice, man. Nice. It's good advice, though. I have to admit and plead guilty on this one, because sometimes I don't use all my boss keys in Doom Tower, you know, like it's just, it gets to a point too in this game where it is a game, right? And even to my last point too, I'm like, use all the keys every day. But if there's a lot in this game, even for free, like there's a lot of stuff to do and like, don't stress it. But yeah, like I agree. If I'm going to let anything fall by the wayside, as long as it's not a Dark Fae rotation, I'll probably be my Doom Tower boss keys. What about you guys? Are you guys vigilant about using your Doom Tower, like artifact forging keys every single day? Let us know in the comments. Okay. My next one is going to be, this is early game, right? Okay. But I think a lot of players make this mistake. I'm curious if you might have had some like pre-existing knowledge or help along the way, but I downloaded this game as a total noob. I didn't watch any YouTube content or anything, and I started building like my damage dealers with a bunch of attack, and that's it. Like no survivability, but forget just survivability. No crit rate. Like I wasn't crit capping, going to 100% crit rate on my nukers. I was putting attack flat stat on my boots on nuke. I'm like, hey, they're an attack based nuker. I'm going all out attack. And then I realized that no, I mean, first of all, stat before set, meaning that in the early game, you just want to focus on getting like the fundamentals, right? So to me, there's 3 fundamentals that I wish I knew at the very beginning. Number 1 is damage dealers. Ideally, they're at 100% crit rate, first and foremost. Number 2 is almost every champion in the beginning of the game, just every champion should be in speed boots because speed is king in Raid Shadow Legends. How can you take advantage of what a champion does if they don't get a turn, right? And then the third thing is anytime you're doing anything to any enemy, you need accuracy. I feel like this one is where most new players, like some people understand, especially if you're coming from another gacha game, that you need crit rate, but man, accuracy, the importance of accuracy and accuracy aura, how valuable that can be, how valuable ascension is, ascending your champions so you can eventually get that accuracy banner on them. I shudder when I think of how many debuffs I didn't land in the first year or 6 months or whatever playing, just because I didn't have a firm grasp on how important accuracy was on anybody that's doing anything to any enemy. That goes beyond debuffs, even like turn meter, you know?
Yeah, I mean, gearing is still one of the most difficult things to completely understand, especially for players that are really not like you're heavily invested inside of this game. You understand it from top to bottom. Most players who play don't, when we think about the number of players that play, and understanding what all the gear does, how that particular stat for gear plays into a particular champion and what their strengths are. There's a lot to digest there, and it takes a lot of education, which I guess is why people come to your channel to watch your stuff. Yours
too, my friend. And so did you make any of those gearing mistakes early on personally, or did you already know? Yeah.
Oh God, man, do you remember our first video? I knew absolutely nothing. All I knew is that I needed to start a new account when I played because I needed Kale and not Galek when I started. So I started a new account, and that was about all I knew. I made all the mistakes in the world. I knew nothing, but it was fun. And that's, again, like I said, I just have fun as I go. But yeah, my gearing was a complete wreck. And I still mess up stuff when I gear. But I have a great community and a bunch of people that I just meet with on Discord all the time. And they help me gear out champions, give me suggestions. So I heavily rely on other people. I'm not scared to admit it. It's okay.
No, that's really cool about Raid, man. I did the same thing. I still do the same thing, obviously, right? Is learning from my clan mates, from learning from Discord server, whatever it may be, other YouTube videos. So there's a plethora of people out there to help you, which is really, really cool. The community is like the best thing. I got to ask one question. The very first time that you came on this channel as a brand new player, were you like nervous at all? Like, because you didn't really know the game that well at all, you know?
I mean, I've done a lot of videos over the past 8 years, so I wasn't nervous to be on the. I was just coming into that video, just talk about how
your experience
has been. Yeah, like I wasn't embarrassed or scared to share that I was new to the game and a lot less knowledgeable than you were in that conversation. So I was cool with it, man. It was fun.
That's cool, man. And I should mention too, just for folks out there, that you have a Diablo Immortal channel. You're like the last of the Mohegans over there covering Diablo Immortal. You were the first, and you're still around today, so you guys can check that out as well. And we can check out Echo's old Clash channel, because we came up in the Clash of Clans scene together years and years and years ago. We traveled the world a little bit together. We went to Finland. We had some good times. Anyway, I'm going down memory lane, and I'm veering away from poor new players or any players are like, give me more tips. Shut up about Finland. All right. What you got next, man? What you got next?
All right, my next, I'm kind of modifying here. And So initially it's to save your fragment summons for events, but that kind of dives into a deeper thing. And that's about like double dipping in the game. When you're given energy and you have stuff, use it in ways where you can get this event done and this event done at the same time. So the energy that you do use, it's being multi-purpose. It's a great for new players, people that are playing that don't want to spend a lot of money inside of the game. It's just smart to do things that are going to get you rewards from multiple different events and tournaments that are going on that can just so like right now I have what is it, Jeroboam? I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Yep.
We just had the fragment summon, and I want to summon him bad. He's a new legendary champion. I want him on my roster, but I'm just waiting for probably the next fusion so I can get a free 500 points from just doing that quickly, because during those fusion times, those 2 weeks, it's like brutal 2 weeks inside of the game. It's a lot of work to do. So if I can save some points, I'll save them.
Dude, when a fusion comes up in this game, or even a fragment summon, you almost, isn't like a mentality of, okay, I got to make sure that I'm focused on raid every day, at least like the awareness you need to have, right? Which is, it does feel quite, it's fun though, because they do space them out a little bit too, a little bit less and less as we go on, but okay, that's a really good tip, though. I actually did a Q&A recently, and somebody asked, so, like, what dungeon should I farm, as a new player? And my answer was just that, is like, well, take a look at your tournament. First and foremost, look at your tournaments, look at your events, try to double dip, try to triple dip, see what's going on and get extra rewards. If you wanted to farm Ice Golem, wait till there's an Ice Golem tournament. You got all kinds of good stuff here that you can get in addition to. So that's a really, really good one there, Echo. I have a super fast one, but it's my most embarrassing thing that I alluded to earlier, and that is your missions, man. So I had a gift and a curse where I pulled one of my early legendaries was Arbiter, and I remember thinking to myself, well, hell, I guess I don't have to do Arbiter missions anymore. I'm like, I guess I just completed Arbiter missions, and I never did. Even though, to be fair, the rewards are actually really freaking good on missions, right? So I should have done them regardless anyway. But I should have done them regardless because at the time I had no idea that Ramantu and Marius would also be coming to the game. So I had to just recently go back and complete all my Arbiter missions for the first time 5 years later.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Ramantu is very good, but Marius is one of the best champions out there in the game. So, like, I'm so far behind now. It's so embarrassing. Every video I do, Echo, people are like, wait, why don't you even have Ramantu Marius, you idiot? And, like, I'm guilty as charged, but do your Arbiter missions, even if you pull Arbiter, but prioritize them no matter what, as you go. It all goes back into your double dipping, like go in. If you don't know what to do, follow your missions.
Yeah, that's great advice that I should probably take myself.
Yes.
I don't have Arbiter yet, man, because I haven't even done all of my missions. I'm stuck right now on the Fuse Justisar.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah,
it's another thing that I say I should really be doing this.
Go back and complete all my Arbiter missions for the first time 5 years later. I got stuck in the same stupid area because I kept feeding the same stupid rares or whatever it was, right? But just do it. Just learn from me, man. Learn from me. What you got next, man?
My next one is actually my fifth one, Ash, and it's the Iron Twins. It's one of the dungeons that I never really did much of at all until actually very recently. And, you get the soul coins from doing that. And then I could take those soul coins and I could use them over in the Altar of Souls, which I love the Altar of Souls. I love that things whisper at me when I walk in there. And it's, do you even keep sound on when you play?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never played Raid Shadow Legends with sound other than when I accidentally forgot to shut it off when I downloaded the PC client.
The Altar of Souls, you go in there and there's these voices, spirits whispering at you. It's actually pretty awesome sounding. It's my favorite spot in the game.
Bro, I had no idea what you're talking about. I like when they whisper to me. I'm like, what? So you play with sound all the time?
I keep it low, but yeah, there's sound on. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have sound in your videos?
Yeah, but low, just a little. I don't like complete silence.
Me neither.
A little something there.
I don't either, which is ironic, but I've never played any mobile or a cross game with sound ever. It's so bizarre. What about you guys? Let us know. Anyway, you're blowing my mind here, bro. You're blowing my mind. All right, that's actually cool, though, that they whisper to you. So, okay, do Iron Twins and farm your souls or farm awakenings. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's an important part of the game. I mean, it's something that is not always easy to grab.
Not at all. And man, I've done a lot of videos with like very prolific free-to-play creators out there like Cole Red and Boozer and Sir Henry. And what they can accomplish through Awakenings just by being vigilant on their Iron Twins as 100% free to play on a daily basis. I was actually pretty surprised. I was like, wow. And they're always like, yeah, I just farmed those up on a daily basis. I'm like, dang, man, that is better than I thought you could do just by doing it daily, you know, to your point. So good call out there.
Stay away from those kind.
All right, my last two really quickly is number one is you don't have to 6-star every champion in this game. Even if you're a spender, like, this is not free to play advice, it's just advice. Like, there's a lot of champions that can give you a lot of utility, maybe 90% of their full utility, not even at level 60, not even booked, with no masteries. You know, I'm talking specifically Faction Wars, but it can apply to other areas as well. So Centrano, Soul Cross, Secret Rooms, right? There's a lot of areas where you can get tons of value without like min-maxing every champion in this game. So in the beginning, I don't know why. Maybe because I have my inner completionist Echo, but like I felt like if I was going to invest in a damn champion, I'm going to invest in the damn champion. I'm going to take them all the way, you know. But you don't have to do that at all.
Never thought I'd see you give up that easily.
Like you can get a lot of value out of level 50, like level 50 Reviver or whatever. Just build them tanky and you're good, you know.
Yeah. I've been yelled at a few times for upgrading some champions to 60 that I probably shouldn't have and wasted the investment. But hey, at least I was double dipping along the way. It was for like a clan versus clan or some type of fusion or something, some champion training. So
well, there you go. There you go. And my very last piece of advice for folks out there is, or what I wish I knew, and it kind of is the antithesis of my last point, which is this game isn't a race or a competition. And I know it sounds like very cliche and broad advice, but I think that I always had it in my head that, wow, I want to get to Platinum Arena. You know, I want to fight with the best of the best. And then the weird thing about this game, and this is like the unfortunate side of having no tournament level standard or whatever, like there's no even playing field in this game, right? So like, to treat it as like you want to best somebody, there's always going to be somebody bigger and better than you in this game, and you're always going to run into the same wall. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is you just said that, hey, people give you crap for upgrading crappy champions, but ultimately, sure, like, yeah, you can get value out of champions at level 50, like my last advice. But the flip side is it is really all about just enjoying it, almost like a single player experience, right? Because the PvP elements and the clan elements, yeah, unfortunately, it's not like Clash of Clans or whatever, right? Like, it's not anywhere close to even playing field. So even if you're like me, a big spender, you know, throughout points in your raid history, there's always someone who makes me look like a small little minnow, you know? So you're really, if you're in the rat race of competition, you're just in a spend off essentially in this game. So do what you enjoy. Do what you enjoy, right? Like ultimately, because this game is, in my opinion, man, it's a really, really, really good game. The best gacha game probably of all time, in my opinion. I'm biased, but I played a lot of them too. But if you treat it like just something that you enjoy playing and do whatever you like, right? But where people get into trouble, right, is where they start thinking that they start getting frustrated because they can't get as far as somebody else who spent a lot of money, you know, like 6-7 figures, some of these accounts. So it's not a race. It's not a competition. Do what you love and don't stress on decisions or mistakes, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this game very much feels like a single player game. Obviously there are the elements where you work with teammates and things, you know, clan versus clan and whatnot, but yeah, it definitely feels like a single player experience, and really you make it your own journey, however that may be. As you mentioned, if you want to take a rare champion that shouldn't go to 60 and you bring that champion there because you like that champion, it's your game. It's not going to really, it may not be the most min-maxy way to do things, but it's not going to hurt you in the long run.
100%, guy. Well, hey, Echo, it's been a pleasure having you on. Hopefully you guys out there, whether you're brand new or intermediate or even endgame, gleaned some sort of inspiration or advice from this video. Any final words or thoughts, guys? We're going to go ahead and do a collab on Echo's channel as well. I'll link it in the description below. Final words, man.
Thanks for having me, Ash. It's always a great time, brother.
All right, Echo, thanks for coming on. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care.